Are you a solopreneur or business owner managing your own social media accounts? Are you sometimes like, WTF am I doing? Is any of this working? I'm just putting posts out there. I don't really understand if anybody's seeing them, why they're not seeing them, or if it's making any impact at all. Well, stress no further, because today we're going to break down exact steps of what you need to do to successfully manage your own social media platforms all by yourself. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new to the channel, we are High Season, a social media agency that helps business owners, entrepreneurs, and marketers step their social media games up and break the algorithm. Thanks for coming back and watching another video. Today what we're going to talk about, and it's one of the number one questions that we get from people, is how do I know the effort I'm putting into social media is actually making an impact? Like, what can I do to make sure that even if I'm not paying someone to run my social media accounts for me, I'm still making the difference because I have the time to try. So we're going to break down all of that today in nice, clear steps so you know how to set yourself up for success. First thing we want to do is cover, what does social media actually involve? Write this down, screenshot this when we're done, and I'm going to list everything at the end. But what social media management actually involves is curating, crafting, creating, posting, scheduling, distributing, measuring, analyzing. I'm running out of hands here.
I got you.
Responding, listening. Now that's a 10.
10?
Engaging, planning, and experimenting. That is 12 different components. 13? Wow. 13 different components of social media management. And in order for any of that to make sense, what you have to do is get a strategy going. So first thing that we're going to cover is putting a social media strategy together.
You really can't do anything in life or in business specifically without a strategy. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know how it goes. So there's multiple elements to a social media strategy. And the first one is optimizing your profiles. Start at the beginning. So are your handles consistent between all of the platforms? Do you have your bios also consistent? Do they have relevant hashtags? Are you tagging other elements of your business? Are you describing in a nice, clean, entertaining format that captures what you do? Like when people come to your page, are they able to discern what you're doing? Are your profile photos and your cover images high resolution or high quality? Are they the same? Do they have calls to action on them? All of those elements will really get you started. We actually have a video we're going to link down below, which is the Instagram checklist. It actually explains how to do all those things I just mentioned, how to optimize your bio, how to make sure all of those elements are consistent and concise and used properly to make sure you convert.
Another part of developing that strategy is finding out what platforms you need to be on. So every platform, there are so many social platforms, are not for everybody. It's not for every single business. So this comes a lot with understanding who your target audience is, your target customer, your client, and that is going to dictate what platforms you decide to be on. So for example, perhaps a restaurant owner in a B2C business doesn't really need to concern himself too much with developing a full strategy for LinkedIn, but an accountant needs to 100% make sure that they are on there because they are doing B2B. It's also really important to remember that no two platforms are the same. So you're not going to apply the same strategy that you have for Instagram, for example, to Facebook, or Facebook to Twitter, Twitter to Pinterest. It cannot be the same. Every platform needs to be treated differently, and the strategy should work for every single platform differently so that you're best reaching the customer in the way, or the audience in the same way that they receive content on that platform. If you're unsure of what platform makes the most sense for you, or how to apply strategies to any platform, you can get this information by watching YouTube videos like the ones that you're watching right now. You can research online, check out blog posts. We have blog posts as well. You can purchase a course. Maybe the course is going to let you fully understand the platforms and what makes sense for each. We also have a social media strategy guide that we create for our clients. So if that's something that you want someone to give you all the information to say this is what makes sense for each platform and how to apply your efforts customized for your brand, you can get in touch with us, and we are happy to build that for you as well. But the most important thing to understand is just to make sure that you're applying something different to each platform so that it makes sense and that it can assist your social media efforts in ensuring you're gaining followers, increasing engagement, earning revenue. It just has to make sense.
The next part of the strategy is to perform a competitive analysis. So you don't have to do a full SWOT like you taught in university. They seem a little redundant these days. But what you can do is, because everything's public now, you can go directly to your competitor's website, to all of their social profiles, and see exactly what they're doing.
Stalk them.
Stalk them. Go nuts.
It's free. Oh wait, I guess stalking was always free.
Right, but now it's like
it's less creepy. Yeah, there you go.
Less creepy. But it's the best way to do it for sure. You can see if you're a newer business in your industry or in your field, you should definitely go and check out the OGs and see how they've been doing it. If there's anybody even outside of your immediate market, maybe somewhere else in the world, in another country, who are killing it, see what they're doing. See what kind of content. Are they doing video? Are they doing graphics? Are they asking questions? Are they using stories well? Are they using a lot of emojis, long captions, short captions, all those sort of small nuances? See what they're doing, and then you can gauge whether, the only problem now is because Instagram took away the likes. A lot of the time you don't know for sure about the engagement. The one thing that's remaining is the comments.
Pro tip.
Ooh.
If you just go to the web or the desktop, you'll find out all the likes.
Ooh, they haven't put that in there.
Yeah, they haven't updated the desktop. So if you're really sitting and doing your competitor analysis, you probably have a bunch of windows open. Are going to make more sense if you're taking notes and stuff like that. So desktop.
Nice.
Pro tip. I'm going to come up with a
little pro tip.
High season pro tips.
We should totally do that. That's a great idea.
Okay.
I like that.
I'll think about that.
There you go. So do that. Check on the desktop, then you can see which ones are being engaged with the most, and then you can start your trial and error yourself and get that going.
Once you've developed your social media strategy, you should have an idea of what you need to be creating, what visuals you're planning to share, and who you're speaking to. So the next step is batching content. So you're going to be doing content creation. Now, when we say content creation, that involves video, blogging, graphics, images. So everything that you're going to be piecing together and sharing with your audience. So the hack for this is batching. Otherwise, you don't want to be every day like looking for something to take photos of and trying to find inspiration day to day. What you're going to want to do is actually set a date and get all the tools, people, products that you need, locations, and set yourself up with a photo shoot, for example. That way, if you do that photo shoot correctly, you can come out with at least 30 images of all the various items that you want and need to share and showcase. That should cover you for like a month. Think about that. One sitting that you can do and create a bunch of assets, and that would cover you for a month. That is the ultimate hack. That's what brands do. If you think about it, every brand that you see online, all the popular brands, they're batching their content. That's what makes them successful and what keeps them consistent. Another thing for graphics, for example, batch those too. Don't make your graphics just week to week. For example, quotes, if that makes sense for you. Batch your quotes in one sitting so that way you're easily sharing it. If you had a storefront and you knew you needed photos of clothing, you also need lifestyle photography, and you know you're going to show quotes because you realize like this is the stuff that's going to make sense for my demo. This is all something that you could do in one day, and that would help you schedule out content for up to a month.
Yes.
Think about that. And if you want to know some of our favorite content creation tools, we actually created a shopping list for those on a budget. We will link to it in the card over there. I think you told me it was here last time.
Yeah, I think
and it was actually
mistaken.
Wrong, and it was over here. So we will link to the card here for all the cost-effective content creation tools.
All right, next up, content calendar. So you just can't really wing this type of stuff. You're going to have launch dates. You're going to have public holidays. You're going to have special events. You're going to have social media holidays, those ridiculous little things that people seem to like a lot. Basically, if you have a content calendar with all of that stuff mapped out, you can look at your month to come holistically and place things where they need to be. The holidays are the most key part of the calendar, in our opinion. It's really good for future planning. If you know you've got 2 months until Easter or whatever, until Halloween, you're able to plan ahead. Leading up to Halloween is Labor Day. Things like that. Maybe you can, lay out photo shoots that are themed or set up offers and promotions, things like that. So it's just a super effective way, particularly when you're a solopreneur, to look at everything and just make sure that nothing slips by.
The next step to managing your social media platforms by yourself successfully is finding the right tools. So you want to have the right tools that are going to help you distribute this content that we've talked about. So now you've created it, you have your strategy, but you don't want to sit there day to day just posting. So social media management tools are fantastic for the scheduling, the distribution, and the visual planning of content. So some of our favorite tools that allow us to do this, where it's everything that we're taking from our content calendar, we're putting into this one software that will share this all for you at the times that you want, at the times that you've designated make the most sense. Sprout Social, Planoly, and Buffer. So Planoly is great for visual planning. We've talked about it many times. And Buffer and Sprout Social are really great social media management tools that allow you to plan out your content for as long as you need. If you want to learn more about how to schedule social media content, we actually made a video that we go more in depth in, that we want to keep this video as short as possible. You can check out that video, which we're going to put in the card here. We're going to put in the description below, which shows you how to schedule 1 week of social media content in 1 hour. All right, next up.
So next up, allow time for engagement. I think we talk about this quite a bit on here. Maybe I'm thinking of what we say to our clients a lot, but basically you do need to set time aside every day to engage with your followers. We would recommend about 2 hours a day at the minimum. As a solopreneur, we understand it's quite difficult. There's a lot of demands on your time, but it's something that you're able to do perhaps after hours or any downtime that you do get, which probably isn't a lot, but either way, we would highly recommend that you would spend some time, go through some hashtags, respond to every comment that people leave on your any of your posts, any of your DMs. Just make sure people are feeling seen. There's nothing worse as a consumer than they bother to post about a brand or engage with a brand and then get completely ignored. You have a lot of control over that situation, and this is the one place you really do have that control and you can take some action. Another way to make sure you're generating more engagement is to engage with other people that aren't just engaging with your content. So check out some hashtags, relevant industry hashtags, see what people are posting. If you genuinely enjoy some of the posts, like it, comment, follow if necessary, but see if you're able to just get into the community. And another really big tip we have is if you go to a larger competitor where they are not proactively responding to any of the comments, jump in and answer any questions that people are asking that the brand isn't responding to. So that's another way to kind of bring people over to your page. It's super effective.
Cheeky, but
it works.
She works. Next up, setting goals. You cannot manage what you don't measure. All right, we're hitting you with the quotes today because it's super important. But all business owners and individuals know how important goal setting is. You cannot hit to these goals, or you cannot track your success if you don't have any goals to measure against. So setting goals for social media is just as important as setting goals anywhere else, so you can see what's working and what's not working. When you see what's working, you double down on that, and when you find something that's not working, you cut that strategy out and revisit it. Some common social media goals that we always encourage our clients to track, or that we track for our clients, are followers. So that's growth of your account, how many people are following you. Engagement, so that's likes, comments, shares. That lets you understand how engaging is this content. Are people enjoying what I'm posting? If you're seeing a decrease in engagement, do things need to change? So that's something to measure. Impressions, so impressions is how often is my content getting served. Reach, so that's how many individual people are seeing my content. So that's important to measure again. So when you look at how many people are seeing it, how many people are engaging with it, these are all things that you want to pay attention to. Link clicks, so link clicks or downloads. If you have an app or something, or if you're a coach and you have guidebooks and things like that are freebies that you're having people download, that's something to measure as well. Clicks are super important because they let you know how great you are at getting someone to complete a specific call to action.
All right, so to summarize, create a social media strategy, batch your content, pop it all in a social media content calendar, find the right tools, allocate time for engagement, and finally, set your goals.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If this all sounds a little overwhelming for you and you still have questions, please feel free to ask a comment below. Be specific with it. We're in there, so you can ask us. And as we mentioned before, we do have our customized social media strategies that we offer our clients who have enough time on their own, but just need the tools and the processes and the tips to just kind of get them going and running. You can DM us about that, or you can send us an email about that. It is called the Social Media Playbook, so put that in the header if that's what you're inquiring about. As always, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more videos from us. Follow us on social media everywhere at High Season Co. Check out our website for blog posts, including this accompanying blog post at highseasonco.com. Until next time, guys.
Peace.